Welcome back to the deep dive.
Okay, if you're building anything online right now, you really need to hear this
Yeah.
because the fundamental rules, well, they've changed. Or, they're changing so fast that if you don't act now, you could get left behind. The core thing we pulled from the source material today is, honestly, it's almost unbelievable. The next audience, the main audience visiting your website, it won't actually be human.
It's a huge shift, yeah. And the numbers, they really back it up. We're moving into this era where AI agents, the big sophisticated models like GPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, even Grok, they're going to be reading your website way more often than actual human eyes. And they're not just scanning for like random data. They're looking for verified stuff, finding
Yeah.
trusted sources to help them form those conversational answers they give. Right, verified. So the stakes have just completely shifted then. Our mission in this deep dive is really to unpack what that means for you, for business owners. We're digging into the concepts laid out by Own the Conversation, or OTC, and focusing on these two kind of game-changing ideas, the agentic web, and then how do we use conversational seeding to basically become the authority there.
Yeah, the whole shift is moving away from, finding info via that list of 10 blue links on Google to getting a single confident answer from an AI. That really moves the web from being search-driven hunting keywords to being conversation-driven. And here's the really crucial bit. If that AI is talking to a user, answering their question, well, the big question for you is, will your brand get mentioned? Will those AIs even find you in the first place?
Okay, let's define this new territory then. You mentioned the agentic web. What does that actually look like? When we say AIs are talking to AIs, what's happening there?
Think of it like two smart systems chatting in the background. It's almost like an intelligence layer sitting on top of the regular internet. So a user asks a chatbot a question, maybe a complex one. That chatbot then sends out these little specialized agents.
On mini bots.
Exactly, mini bots to find the best, most verifiable answer. And they trade data, they check sources, they really prioritize trust. They're essentially swapping this verified, structured conversational data to figure out which specific brands, which trusted brands to recommend back to the person who asked. It's the super efficient machine-to-machine knowledge exchange.
Wow. Okay, that sounds like maybe the end of traditional SEO.
Yeah.
Where success was all about traffic from ranking for keywords. If AIs are doing the searching for us and putting together the answer, does human traffic to our actual website pages just plummet?
That's the logical outcome, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what the data suggests is happening. The focus just shifts completely. You're not chasing Google's latest algorithm update anymore just to get on page one. Now, the goal is to actually shape the underlying conversations that those algorithms are learning from. So, yeah, the future of discovery. It isn't really about keywords. It's about being the definitive answer.
But hang on, what about the old stuff? Like Google's authority, domain ranking, backlinks. Does that just disappear?
Yeah.
How do we square this new conversational thing with the web structure we know?
That's a really good point. It's a challenge right now because both systems are kind of running in parallel. But what the sources are arguing is that the balance of power is shifting, and fast. Domain authority still matters for, getting crawled initially. But it's conversational authority, how confidently an AI like GPT or Claude cites you, that's increasingly driving the final recommendation the user sees. OTC's whole philosophy boils down to this. Seed the field now so your brand grows in the AI ecosystem later. You've got to be conversation ready, not just, web ready.
Conversation.
Because these machines, they trust structured dialogue, actual conversation, more than just static HTML code on a page.
That makes a lot of sense. Being web ready was technical, about speed, structure. But conversation ready, that's about having a trusted voice, a knowledge base that's alive, verifiable, and speaks the machine's language.
Precisely. You're feeding your actual intellectual property, your verified knowledge, directly to the AI, not just hoping it finds your website and figures it out.
Okay, which leads us perfectly into the next bit, the how. How do we build this trusted voice? What is Own the Conversation actually building to make this happen?
Right. So they built something they call a digital twin. And this is where their proprietary tech comes in. It's not just plugging into a generic LLM like ChatGPT. It's an AI assistant that's trained only and specifically on the client's own data. We're talking their specific products, their internal processes, services, detailed FAQs, company history, and really importantly, the company's unique tone of voice, its policies, its brand identity. Ah, okay. So if a standard chatbot is kind of like using a search engine for a generic answer, this digital twin is more like having a fully trained expert employee sitting there 2004/7. It's like an extension of the brand's own brain.
That's a great way to put it, an extension of the brand's verified knowledge. And the usefulness just explodes when you think globally. Because it's built on these language models, it can talk instantly in pretty much any language. Think about global trade. Tourism, which the source material really focuses on this, just removes friction overnight. They shared examples where these assistants are fluently handling complex customer questions in English, then Thai, then Chinese, Russian, without missing a beat.
That multilingual ability alone, wow, that opens up markets instantly. Okay, so where do these specialized AIs live? Are they on some third-party platform where the data goes?
No, and that's crucial for keeping control on data integrity. They embed straight into the business's own website or their app. The interaction stays on your domain. And this allows OTC to build out what they refer to as domain-level AI ecosystems. Domain-level AI ecosystems. Okay, let's dig into that. That sounds like a really interesting way to build up local or niche authority.
It really is. Imagine creating like a central hub of trustworthy, verifiable info for a specific area or industry. So for instance, they've built these directory-style ecosystems, things like Sutherlandshire.online or Bondybronte.online. These aren't just websites listing businesses. They are AI entities trained specifically on the local businesses, the services, everything relevant to those specific regions. They effectively become the trusted conversational source for that place.
And those Thai examples you mentioned, they really highlight how specialized this can get, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. You get these super targeted assistants like Phuket Ploy, an AI totally focused on Phuket knowledge, or Hua Hin Hansa for Hua Hin.
Yeah.
And one I found fascinating was Fairway Fawn, the dedicated Gulf Thailand assistant. These aren't generic bots scraping the web. They're built as authorities in a niche, making them the go-to source when other AIs need info on, say, Thai tourism or Gulf there.
The hospitality industry just seems like such a natural fit for this right away.
It's a perfect use case, yeah. Hotels are using these as AI concierges, accessed instantly with a QR code in the room or lobby. And they're trained on that hotel's specific details. The full restaurant menu, today's specials, local events, spa opening times, everything. The clever part is how versatile they are. They can be public, facing the guests, answering questions, and building that conversational footprint. Or they can be used internally, like a private, instant knowledge base for staff training, onboarding, getting quick answers to procedural questions.
Okay, that's really practical. So we have the digital twin, the specialized AI representative. Now let's get into section 3, the core mechanism, conversational seeding. Why is this better than just, say, publishing a really detailed FAQ page?
Good question. Because even a great FAQ page is static, right? Conversational seeding is designed as a living system. It's a self-updating closed loop. It fundamentally treats the actual dialogue, the conversation itself, as the most valuable content you can have. It ensures the brand isn't just present, but it's actively shaping the ongoing digital conversation globally.
All right, this is where we need the nitty-gritty. Can you walk us through those 4 steps OTC uses? How does this living knowledge base actually get generated and refreshed?
Okay, step 1. It starts right there on the client's own website. A user asks the AI assistant a question. The system generates a transcript of that conversation. And this transcript, capturing real questions in the user's own words, can be instantly emailed to the business owner. That's gold, right? Real-time insight into what people actually want to know.
So the questions themselves become immediate, valuable data. Got it.
Exactly. Then, step 2, that transcript gets reviewed. Sometimes it's cleaned up a bit for clarity, but the key part is it's republished as structured conversational content. It's formalized into these highly efficient, verified question and answer pairs. This format is way better for the big AI models because it mirrors the natural Q&A structure they learn best from.
So you're basically packaging your knowledge in the exact way the AIs prefer to consume it, like formatting a dish perfectly for the diner.
That's a good analogy. Which leads straight into step 3. This freshly formalized, trusted content, these Q&A pairs, are then fed back directly into the major large language models. We're talking ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, Grok. This is the seeding part. You're not waiting for the slow, uncertain process of general web crawlers to maybe find you. You are actively planting your authoritative answers directly into the AI's knowledge base, positioning yourself as a verified source.
Oh, okay, that is a closed loop. You're literally using the questions people ask on your site to continuously teach the world's most powerful AIs that you're the authority.
And step 4 makes it sustainable. Automation. The whole system updates automatically, often daily, so it's constantly enriching the brand's digital footprint, constantly boosting its authority score within that AI ecosystem. It's not a set it and forget it thing. It's what they call evolving conversational SEO. The business is proactively building its voice, making sure it shows up wherever AI agents are looking for answers.
That feels like a totally different way to think about digital strategy. Okay, let's make this real in section 4. Let's look at the results, the momentum. Can you share some of those proof points?
Yeah, there's some compelling anecdotal evidence showing this loop really works. Take the British Carpet Company. They used this digital twin system for their Carpet Sydney brand. They focused on generating and feeding back that conversational data. And the result, they pretty quickly became the go-to reference in their specific market. We're actually seeing major GPTs recommending them by name when people ask about buying carpets in Sydney.
The AI is basically acting like a referral source, handing them qualified leads. I mean, that's the ultimate goal here, isn't it?
It really is. And another example is Poortere Rugs. They implemented this for their Decorator Rugs brand. They had tons of internal product data, specs, details, stuff that was basically invisible to search engines before. By feeding it back conversationally through the system, they took all that passive data and turned it into active, discoverable, and really authoritative content within the AI ecosystem.
So it's not just for local services. It clearly works for complex products for retail too.
Absolutely. The range of applications is pretty broad based on the materials. Beyond tourism and retail, you see it in marine and leisure. Think yacht builders like As One Yachts, or specialized suppliers like Parson Motors. They're using these AI assistants to engage instantly with complex international buyers, often in multiple languages. It's also being used for those local directories we talked about, like Huahin.online, using its assistant to connect local businesses through verified chat.
And the education use case is really interesting too, using it for AI learning assistants.
Yeah, creating these specialized, always available knowledge portals. Could be for internal staff training, could be for students, or even for customers who need really deep training on a complex product.
It kind of turns a business into its own mini university about what it offers.
That's right. And the final point, the big takeaway, the experts behind this stress, is that this isn't about trying to trick algorithms or find loopholes. The whole aim is, and I quote, to earn the respect of AI systems that shape global discovery, trust, verifiable data, conversational clarity. That's the real currency on this agentic web.
That feels like the crucial difference. It's not gaming the system. It's about genuinely becoming the best, most reliable answer. So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening right now, thinking about your digital strategy?
Well, the synthesis seems pretty clear. Conversations really are the new content. If your knowledge isn't structured conversationally, you risk becoming invisible to this next wave of discovery tools. The future looks like it belongs to businesses that can speak clearly, think conversationally, and probably most importantly, act early to build that authority.
Because, as the source material puts it pretty bluntly, this isn't a gimmick. It's the new infrastructure of online credibility. You're literally building the foundation for how your business will be found tomorrow.
Exactly right. So when an AI asks a question for a user, your business really needs to be the answer.
And that leads us to the final thought, something for you to really chew on. If your website's main job is shifting away from just serving static pages to humans and toward serving verifiable, structured conversational data to machines. Gauge. How radically does that change your digital infrastructure? What information do you need to prioritize? How should it be stored? Is your current website structure actually helping, or is it a bottleneck for this new reality? Really think about owning your own digital twin, your trusted AI representative, and what that capability unlocks for your global reach and your credibility in this emerging agentic web. Definitely something massive to think about as we watch this all play out.